What's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Bearded Wholesome and All Things Baltimore. I'm the host, Matt Trigger. This is season 5, episode 4. Want to bring on a special guest. He's one of the first non-athletes I ever had a chance to interview a couple years ago. He just released the documentary More Than Hype. He has been involved with the AFRAM Festival in Baltimore City with WJZ. He is everywhere these days. He's got a couple of side businesses we're going to talk about. My man Larry, what up? Larry Caudle, what's going on, bro?
What up, man? What up? Happy to be in the building.
Yeah, it's great to
Already
talk to you
know.
again, man. It's good to see you. You are a busy man these days. You have your hands
Li-
in just about everything.
Yeah, man. Like even when I first met you, I was busy. I think what happened was I just went up 10 times more. 10x, and just staying busy, man. Keeping being involved, and I mean, one thing is the documentary has been keeping me busy. So that's another thing. It's like, man, you gotta stay busy, you gotta stay branding, you gotta stay marketing. So that's definitely
Yes.
what it's been.
And I remember the first time we talked, you were in your studio and you were still getting unruly records, back in tip top shape. And the documentary was still in the process of being chopped and screwed to the before the final product that came out.
Hmm.
You've been all over the news. You were involved with the AFRAM festival. Uh, you know,
Yeah.
when I saw you pop up on the 6 o'clock news, I'm like, hey, Larry's on TV, man. That's pretty cool, So it's great seeing you. Like you said, everything went over, cranked up tenfold, I'm proud of you, man. From as a
Appreciate
friend
it,
of
man.
yours, it's been great to see your growth. Um, so other than I mean, obviously, let's talk about the documentary a little bit. That was a passion project. That was a very very long time where you were putting in a lot of hours, a lot of energy, a lot of your blood, sweat, and tears. How was the reception to the debut of the documentary?
Well, actually, I haven't done a debut yet. I just on Friday I submitted to 12 film festivals.
Okay.
Maryland being one. Maryland being one of them. So what I've been doing in the past is basically screenings. So I've been doing
Okay.
private
My
screenings.
apology. The
Yeah,
screenings. Okay.
yeah. Because if you say premiere, Matt, we get eliminated.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because with this thing, like people want to be the first, right? So if I say I screened it in Maryland already, Maryland Film Festival, they not gonna care about it, right? So like at the same time, um, each city want to be like exclusive. Mhm.
Okay.
But 12 festivals. What I'm about to do on the 29th is basically a cast and crew screening.
Okay. I mean, I'm sure you're looking forward to that. And how has the reception been with the screenings that you've held? Has it been? I'm sure it's been widespread positivity. You put years into that.
Yeah, man.
That wasn't a couple month process. That was a couple years right
It
there.
was
You were talking about this well before you
seven
came on my
years.
show. Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
7 long years.
7 long years it took me to create this film. But like you said, it was a passion project. So when it's passion, you don't give up, you don't stop. And I think it came to a point where, like in the middle, that middle 3 years, cutting into the fourth year, I'm like, ain't no turning back now. You know what I'm saying? Like I had the gut of everything within the first 90 days, right? So like that 7 days, which is kind of going back dissecting, chopping some stuff off, carving some stuff off, adding some stuff in. Um, where we at right now, though, it's a really good 90-minute piece. I added the Afram footage in, which closes the whole saga because when we started off, we're talking about how the sound got started, who the people that played key roles in it, and then at the end, it's Baltimore Club Music Day at the Afram, where we finally got our day. So I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited.
I know, and I know it's hard to contain the excitement, and you know, when I talked to you, that it was about year 4, year 5, and it's got to be crazy for that long of a time to where the documentary is only 90 minutes, like you just said, and that's been the last 7 years of your life on and off. Because in the midst of that, you know, kept Unruly Records afloat. You've been
Exactly.
delving into you're an entrepreneur now. You have everything going for you in terms of your businesses, with your family and
Hmm.
all that. So, what was the feeling when you finally, said that's a wrap on this project and it was ready to be shown to the public? What was your immediate thought process after this grueling time period? That's almost a decade, man.
Yeah, yeah. I actually, I was excited though. I started crying right when I got that final cut. I started crying, but then even after that cut, it was like, all right, look at it. I looked at it about 10 more times, and then it's like, all right, we need to add one more thing, right? So like right now, where I'm currently at right now, I'm done. I'm not saying anything else. It's on the chopping block. We're in you're doing the correction and the audio right now. There's no more footage being added, so
Okay.
I'm cool
Okay.
with
So
that.
the film piece has done itself. Um, like you said a minute ago, the AFRAM festival footage was like the cherry on top. How did that all
Hmm.
come about with you being involved as involved as you were? Because, like you said, it was important for Baltimore club music to get its just due, and for the local media to pick it up, and not only pick it up, but to have you front and center as sort of the face of it. What was that
Yeah.
process like for
So
you?
um, so basically, when I guess when was this? I think when I first met you, Unruly, like we said, Unruly wasn't all the way back up and running, and I was the guy behind the scenes that got Sean C's Unruly Records the courage, the motivation to get back out here to do this thing with music, to push the Baltimore sound. Um, it wasn't until to like 4 years later after we started rocking. It's like all right, DJ Class and Ducky Dynamo, they were meeting and they said, man, you know what, we need to do a Baltimore Club Music Day, and they had meetings. And to be honest, I wasn't in the beginning meetings. But when you think about it, when Unruly stopped, out of everybody, I was the only one still repping Unruly. My email never changed. It's Larry Unruly. You know what I'm saying? So when that opportunity came, it was sort of like I didn't get a chance to be a part of the organization part of it because I think like 2 days before the event, I was called and asked to be the stage manager. Right. So I had to manage over 125 people on that stage that day. Right. But it was pretty dope, man, to actually be there, to actually be working on this film, to be able to put some names with some faces, and then ultimately use that footage for the film, which capped everything for me. It was just like you said, the butter on the bread, the icing on the cake. Right?
That's cool, man. It's crazy because I kicked off the season last week, and I've had a couple of athletes on, but I had the chance to interview Logan James and my good friend Lenwood, uh,
Okay.
Lenny Walker. So they
Lenny.
talked,
Yeah.
yeah, my man Lenny. And I went to school with Logan, and
Okay.
they were talking about the influence that Baltimore music has across the country now, and a lot of people from the city are making noise. And a couple years ago, you were talking about how it seems like there wasn't enough notice to the city of Baltimore, and now it's prevalent in hip hop and it's prevalent in in pop culture, especially with the taking off of the Park Heights strut that was named the Baltimore strut for the more national audience.
Right,
It became a TikTok phenomenon for a little while. Odell was doing the dance, after his first touchdown. Um,
right.
how do you see all that playing into what you've been doing the last couple of years? Do you feel like this is finally where Baltimore's supposed to be in your eyes, being a Baltimore hip hop historian and behind the scenes guy, knowing what you put into it?
I mean, the energy is great to see all the guys, everybody, doing what they doing on the spectrum. I know for a fact, when I first started shooting this film, everybody were content with what they had going on, and it wasn't the first thing on their plate. You know what I'm saying? It was like, yeah, I got a job, I'm doing this, I'm doing this, but like everybody that I sat down and talked to, when I look back, our battery was putting that back, and everybody energized, and everybody is back doing what they do. But then on top of that, you have the new generation doing what they do, and it's just great to see everybody working collectively together. Like that bridge has been built, and it's a connection built on that bridge. So it felt good though to be able to bring everybody together, because when you think about the documentary, it's four generations, right? Those same all those people are working collectively together now in the industry. I see that happening.
And it's got to be a fantastic feeling because you know some people might see you as a cog in the wheel, but the energy and the time you put into this is admirable because like you said, everybody has jobs. You were still trying to balance your life. You were trying to balance the record label, the
Mm-hmm.
more than a hype documentary. Then you got involved with We Own This City, and you were there
Mm-hmm.
day and night,
Every day,
and that was a
day and
lot of
night.
work. You got me, in there as an extra. I got to tell my
Mm-hmm.
mom I was on TV. I had
I
my 0.5 seconds of fame.
mean,
But
you was, yeah, you
I
did your
had my
thing. You did your
yeah.
thing.
It was fun, man. Meeting Johnny Bernthal and Josh Charles and all that. But I owe you everything for that in terms of just getting me there with those people and I saw the work you were putting in. It was a lot of moving pieces. You were there from sun up to sundown.
Mm-hmm.
They had you doing every little thing as you didn't have one job. So you were balancing
Mm-mm.
all of that while still doing this documentary, still being a
Come on,
father,
talk about it, Matt.
still, you had your business. I bought a couple of homemade candles from you for
Candles, yes,
a couple of
yeah.
gifts.
Talk
You
about
had the
it,
candle
Matt.
business with your
You seen
with
it.
your family. So
We
yeah,
listen. We three
I've
years
seen
strong
I've
now
seen
in
the
the candle
progression, man.
business.
Yes,
Right.
I've seen you wear many hats, man, and I know the grind never stops, and I know your
I mean,
family's proud of
currently
you.
I got a music program currently. I'm running through Enoch Pratt.
Oh wow,
It's an
with the
8 week
libraries.
program. Yeah, I'm on my third week, so I got 14 different speakers come in. So I got two speakers per week. First week I started with Rah Rah, Turk P Diddy. Second week I have Rod Lee and DJ Class. Yesterday I had Mighty Mark and the Contract Doctor, and then this week coming up I got Say What and Careers Marcel. Every
Mighty Mark,
Tuesday workshop.
I went to middle school with Mighty Mark. I
Oh,
used
you
to sit
there?
I used to sit with Mighty Mark at lunch, and he was making beats on the lunch table, and
Yeah, man, that's
he
my
was
guy.
constantly writing music. That's Mark is a good dude.
When the
I've
last
known
time you
Mark.
talked to him?
I talk to him. We talk about wrestling a lot on Facebook, man.
Oh,
We
okay,
talk.
all right.
He's
Want to make
we're
sure
both
y'all
big
connected.
WWE guys.
Okay,
You
all
know,
right, dope.
I
Glad.
want to
Yeah,
try and get him on here. He's busy.
yeah.
Um,
No,
if
I
you
get
don't,
him on here. I get him on here. I
my
tell him
man.
soon as I tell him he'll be on there. He'll be on here after me. But yeah, they don't like he
I've
don't
known
they.
Mark a long
It's
time.
just one of those things. Yeah, like even like
Yeah,
how with you, this probably like Mark probably don't know you for this, right? But he
yeah,
probably never jumped in to see what you got going on. But it's the same way. We still got to support those guys that sat at the table with us when we was banging on the table and try to create that stuff. You know what I mean?
right.
You're that same guy to him.
It's crazy because that middle school class that we all graduated with in 2002, Larry. I know this is a little bit off topic, but me, Brian Bomster, who is a world famous artist now for his paintings and drawings, he just gave
Okay.
Lamar Jackson a painting a couple weeks ago at the game. And then we all graduated with Stavros Halkias, who just had his first comedy special, Fat Rascal, on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
We
Yeah,
all
I
were in
did.
that same class together. We all played
Oh,
lacrosse together.
so that's how he played Mighty Mark music on the thing.
Yeah, we
Yeah, he
all
used Mighty
graduated
Mark
together.
music. Oh, so see, that's how it's supposed to be. Y'all sat at the
Yeah.
table together. That
We
was
were all at the table
that's
together.
dope.
We were all lacrosse teammates. I had a chance to talk to Mark's brother Malcolm, who's a professional running
Yeah,
back over in Romania. Yeah,
but you got to you got to get him on the show. He's here now. He's at
I've already had him on the
he's
show.
coaching.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
coaching now. Yeah,
Yeah, he back here.
it's all in the city, man. It's all love.
That's dope. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is. It is really dope.
but I wanted to ask you, what was it like
Why my
going
camera
back to
so
the
dark?
Afro
Oh, go ahead. Okay.
Festival? Um,
Mm-hmm.
What was it like being thrown into the fire so late, and then, like you said, you had 125 people to manage on that stage. What was it like dealing with the not necessarily the egos, but everybody's different mix and personalities, and having to balance all that? What was it like for you?
I think when I got the call, of course I got the call because he knew I could handle the job. But the moment I got the call, I went into that mode I be in when I'm in that environment. It's sort of like it's like a lion, you know what I'm saying? And people know that because I've been doing this for over 20, 25 years. So these same people, they know how I am when I'm in that environment. So, you have some people testing the waters, but some people know, yo, don't go say nothing to him. You know what I'm saying? Don't say nothing to him. Let him do what he's doing. If I spaz on you, you deserved it. You know what I mean? I ran the entire stage. Like I had when it was for Baltimore Club Music Day, I ran the entire stage for the 4 hours and the backstage. So like if I told somebody to get out, if somebody was at the gate, they couldn't get in unless I told them they can come in. You know what I'm saying? Like it was I had a lot of control and power. It was pretty cool. But Sean, he knew that I could handle it. And he knew people don't play with me in those situations, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to work and get the job done. And it was a great day. We honored K Swift mom. Um, it was just dope. It was Sean's birthday. Like, it was a really dope day. And then to be able to take that same footage and put it in a film, people gonna be crying when they see this, man.
I can't wait, man. And I wanted to ask you, what was your family's reaction to everything kind of coming full circle with the AFRAM festival and the finishing of your documentary? What did it mean
Um,
to you on a personal level with your family for them to see everything that you were doing? I know I've rambled off a bunch, but
yeah,
that's
nah,
the end game for you.
yeah. I mean, for my daughter, so when I started, it's the same time my daughter was born. So like if you look at it, this film is like her brother. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
it's one and the same. I had a newborn child and then I birthed a new act. I was work if how I look at it now, it's like I started working on my mixtape. You know what I'm saying? Like 7 years ago, I started working on my mixtape. 7 years ago, I had a daughter. So like she really got to experience a lot of the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like being there, meeting all the people, being educated on the people. I mean, she's on there as a producer. You know what I mean? Like I put my daughter on there as a producer on my film. You know,
It's a
so
good way to put, when the royalties start rolling in and you start
come on,
getting, it trickles down. That's fantastic. And
yeah,
it's got to be one of those surreal moments because you've been grinding for so long. Um,
mm-hmm.
not to ask you to give anything away, but what's next? I mean, the documentary's done. You're in the editing phases with the color and the sound, like you were talking about. You got the Enoch Pratt program going. You got your candle business going. You got all that. You're wearing so many hats, but I know that the grind never stops with you. So what's the next thing that you're going to elevate to challenge yourself?
Oh man, Matt said, "What's the next thing?" You know what, Matt? I just want to do like I feel how I feel like everything is in place, but I just want to double, triple, quadruple the income that's coming from those sources. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I just want the money to start flowing in now. You know, it's sort of like, all right, got this football stadium. I need a team, right? I didn't put the team together. I didn't put the mixtape together. Now it's like, all right, my team. All right, this is what I want to do. So I'm like in the process of assembling a team, road manager, publicist, my attorney to handle all my business stuff when it comes to the film. But for the most part, um, this is going to be a 3-part series. So it's going to be a Philly and a New Jersey to go along with this, and then eventually start working on a K Swift story. But there are things down the pipeline. You know what I mean? And as
Wow.
as those type of stories come out, even with this story, as this story come out and other stories come out, of course, more people are going to be like, man, I want you to do something for me. I need you to executive produce something. I want you to. So after the K Swift story and the um, the other two, Philly and Jersey, that might be it. I don't know. I might just be collabing and doing stuff, or might be traveling for the next world, marketing and promoting all three of them. I don't know, but that's
That's
the pipeline.
the K Swift. That's going to be huge because she was a legend in the city. Her impact still remains today in the community, and
Hmm.
uh, she's she's always spoken of, so she's never forgotten, and that's
Yeah,
an important part of it. And I'm sure that you could probably sit down for 3 months straight and talk to people that have stories about her impact, what she brought to the city. Um,
I mean, I
it's
don't have to
that
sit. I mean, I'm gonna sit with them, but I was sitting with her.
right. You were
You feel me? I was her road manager. I was there with her when she passed away. At that the phone called me. I was on her ADT system. You know what I mean? I was that close.
wow.
Yeah,
That's insane.
yeah.
You know,
That's why I'm
I
able. That's how I got the. That's how I got the rights. I'm her mother's like my mom, so she like Larry. The only way I'm allowed you to do this if you do it with Unruly. Well, all right, I'm the product manager for Unruly. Sean is my partner, right? Even with the film, Sean is my partner. You know what I mean? Like it's not. At first, it was me out here by myself, but at when you first doing something for the first time, you gotta show improve. I showed improve. I'm past that point. Now it's like, all right, yo, what you need? You know what I mean? Let's go. Let's push this. You're right. This is our story. Because the genius thing I did was didn't do a film about me. This film ain't just about me. It's about my interactions with all these different people. You know what I mean? Which makes it broader. Where you're not just looking at a film about Larry. You're looking at a film about Larry, his interaction with all these different people, and how he was able to bridge a gap and bring everybody together. That's it.
while you're talking about your interactions with everybody, not to put you on the spot, but what is your most memorable interaction that you had in the process of making the documentary?
The most memorable. You know what? I think it would have to be when I spoke with Kevin Lyles. Yeah, because it was on a whim. It was set up, but how it was set up was like, yo, he's going to be at the Universal Circus getting an award. You can rap to him before he go on stage to get the award. So I'm literally interviewing him before he walk out to go get his award, and I did it in like 10 minutes, and it wasn't no take two, take one. I had one take, and when I finished, my DP looked at me. He was like, "Yo, you like a serious deal in this interview and stuff." And I just took it and just kept going. I didn't really look at it in that sense until I looked at the whole film. And it's like, yo, you know what? Dang, he was right. But I would say Kevin Lyles, that interview with Kevin Lyles was like the dope. It was really dope.
That's cool, man. I can't
Mhm.
wait. I can't wait for all that. Before I let you go, man, and we wrap this up, the We Own This City mini series that seemed like it was a hit on HBO.
Right.
Your name was in the credits. Um, what was your overall reaction to actually seeing the entire 6-part series, knowing that you were there for every single minute of it? What was it like for you personally? Because obviously HBO is fantastic at what they do. They made The Wire and The Sopranos and all that, but just something that was so niche to the city, and you knew so many people that were involved with literally those set of police officers and the communities they impacted. What was it like for you?
I mean, it was definitely an honor getting a call to ask to work on that film, right? I tell a lot of people, if you're young and you're down and you try to get in the industry, yeah, being a PA is not a bad thing. But I created a different type of position for myself, like you said earlier. Yeah, I'm a PA, but when you get on this set, you're like, Dag, he's over here, he's doing this, he's doing that, because I'm multi-used. Um, so when I was working on Will in the City, that's exactly how it was. I got the phone call from Nick Pelicanos way before they start filming to come in to work on the film. Um, as I'm on the set, you got New York production teams, you got Baltimore locals, and then you might have some VA people. So it's like everybody don't know each other, right? And a lot of
Hmm.
times these people have favoritism, right? So like even though that I was the top PA out there, right? They wouldn't make me head PA because of the credentials. It didn't show on paper. But I'm the one bringing in extras. I'm connecting people with certain stuff. I mean, I bought DTLR out and a DJ at BCC on the day that we did the Freddie Gray riots. You know what I'm saying? Like I made that happen with Dave Washington. But I think for me, We Own the City was the tipping point for me because I started becoming a positive disruptor on set. I started seeing how like they would treat the other PAs, and they was like, I mean, you the first defense, right? So at the end of the day, I think you should treat those people the same way you treat those actors and um, the crew members. And I got fed up, and I think after that, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna work on no more films. I'm gonna finish my film. But I worked on Homicide, The Corner, The Wire. I worked on all those things, and a lot of people in Baltimore didn't know because you didn't have social media where I could just post something and you can see what I just did. We had to wait for the pictures to get developed. You had to wait for the people to send them to you. Sometimes you had to go pick them up, right? So
Right.
it was a difference. But I worked on all those things, and those things prepared me for when I stepped out on faith and did this thing myself, me and my DP, because I didn't have a career.
Right. And you know what, I everybody only sees the finished product to a TV show or a movie or a documentary, but I was just being an extra on set. I was there for 8 hours,
The
and
8 hours just being an extra, right?
right, 8 hours of just being an extra, and I'm watching. They filmed my scene that I was in. I was now granted I was on screen for maybe 3 seconds, but
Mm-hmm.
that same scene they shot 14 different times from 3 different angles. So they shot the one
Yeah.
scene for 42 seconds. I mean 42 times, and it was probably less than a minute in length. And
Yep. Exactly.
that amount of insane work, and to see Johnny Bernthal work in that capacity, and he didn't waver. he
Mm-hmm.
was he was eating pizzas of pizza between takes, and staying dry because it was in the middle of August when we filmed that.
So
So
think of this. I did 55 people at an hour.
right.
I got 55 hours of content. I only used 90 minutes of it.
Right.
Think about
That's
that.
that's that's insane. And when you
Yeah.
say that out loud, it's absolutely insane that and the thing is, knowing how you are, you sat through that 55 hours probably 3 or 4 or 5 times a year, just
Yes.
just
Yes.
dis- just dissecting it and
Yes.
trying to figure out what works. And
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine. I have a whole newfound respect for everybody that's on set. Now, you know what's crazy is I was
Mm-hmm.
looking for you. I wasn't going to say nothing to you like that night because I was just thankful to be there. But the casting director came over to all of us with the extras, and I remember you said, "Hey, just apply to be a CO because that's what they're looking for."
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I get to wardrobe, and they're like, "You don't look like a CO." I'm like, "Wait a minute! Like I work next door. What do you mean I'm not a
I
CO?
know, right? In real life,
I'm like a real life CO. Like I used to fight dudes in this building that you're standing in right here. Like what do
right,
you mean I'm not a
right.
CO?" And they're like, "You look like an inmate." I said, "That is some of the most disrespectful shit I ever heard in my life."
Oh, right.
So
That's crazy.
they made me into an inmate. And if I would have known that, I would have never went that morning and got a beard shape up and my head
I
shaved
say, right,
I would have just
right.
kept
You
my
could have just
scruffy
looked
hair and my
rough.
scruffy beard if I was going to. So I had a fresh shape up and I was wearing DOC clothes. And I looked at all the guys on set, Larry, all the guys that were COs. They all looked
Mhm.
exactly like me. Big bald white guys with beards. I'm like, "Yo, this is crazy." They told me I
That's
don't look like them.
crazy.
They're method actors,
You
and
don't.
I'm the legitimate thing just here because
You the legitimate thing.
my boy got me here,
That's funny.
and and I was and
That's
like
funny.
I was just sitting there thinking to myself, and then they had a problem with my tattoos. Like they didn't have um trademark
Makeup
rights
too.
to yeah, so they had to put me in long
Oh,
sleeves and tattoo makeup, and I'm like,
yeah.
this is wild because I got the Oriole bird, I got 83, I got the Natty Bowman on me, the Raven bird, but
Oh
it was
yeah.
just
I got eight. I got 695. I got 83 on me too.
yeah.
Yep, that's crazy.
So so I was just sitting there and like all my coworkers I told that I was in the show, they were like, "There's no way they told you look like an inmate." I'm like, "Yeah, they did. They said you look like a detainee." Like they had me. I was in the drunk. I was in the drunk tank in my scene, and
Right, exactly.
but it was such a surreal experience to see everybody working, and then I know with you doing all that on a bigger stage, what you had going on it independently had to be crazy work, and I'm so happy that you know the fruits of your labor are going to be shown to
And,
everybody in due time.
and I don't even know if you knew this though. So think about that. So you add all that stuff that you saying, and then I lost my mother.
Right.
Today is her birthday. Well, would have been a birthday, but it's
Happy
3 years.
happy
Like she
heavenly
been gone
birthday
for
to your
three
mother.
years. So it's like you talking about all that stuff, and then you lose your mother, and you still going. That's just how God
Yeah.
made me, man. I ain't no give up. Ain't no give up. Ain't no stop. I stop when I'm out of here. You know. And then even when I'm out
And
of here, ain't gonna be no stop. I want to leave a legacy that's gonna
and
live long.
you're well on your way to it. I've told you before. A lot of people know who you are, and our worlds,
Yeah.
you know, professionally, don't really cross all that often. Unless it's
Right.
under different circumstances. But um,
Mm-hmm.
you are leaving an impact and a legacy, and I'm excited to see what you do next, man. I'm excited for this documentary. I'm gonna check it out one way or another. Um,
Yeah. 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 So Matt,
you know,
you seen the first part. Which one did you see, or did
yeah,
you see any?
I haven't seen any. You showed me some clips off air when we
All
had
right.
our
So
first interview a couple
I
years
might
ago.
have to. If you're available on the 29th, I'll probably have a seat for you on the
Sounds great to me.
29th. Yeah, yeah, I have a seat for. We can talk off of here. Oh, but what I did want to say while we on here, thank you for looking out for D Boy, man.
Hey, hey,
Thank you looking out for D.
it's not a problem, man. He's a
Yeah,
good dude. But
yeah, yeah. No,
before I let you go, man, let everybody know where they can find you on your socials, man. You got a lot going on and
uh,
you're promoting a lot.
y'all can follow me on IG at Larry. What up? Just like hey, I got it on the screen. Just put the at in front of it. On Facebook, it's just Larry Caudle. You can follow Perfectly Lit Candle Co. on IG. So if you're interested in doing any candle workshops, and look forward to the Enoch Pratt Journey Records classes every Tuesday at Enoch Pratt from 4 to 6. open to the public. Y'all can come down and listen to the workshops, be a part of the workshops, and catch me at a party hosting or event hosting for CIAA. Is about to get lit.
Oh wow,
And I'm
that's
bringing
good.
this
That's
man,
gonna be
man.
wild.
You already see what it say. Be more of us all, y'all. All right. I got you one
All
of
right,
these too,
that's a
man.
wrap,
I got you one.
my man.
All
Thank
right,
you.
y'all. Peace.